Good evening. I want to welcome you to the second TCA Town Hall meeting. We had such a wonderful response from the first town hall, and it was a great way to be able to communicate with our school community and to be able to share information with you that I wanted to be able to do this as we wrap up the school year, share some information, and to look ahead to the next school year. If you would, please join me as we open with a word of prayer. Father, I do thank you for this evening. I thank you for the year that you've allowed us to have. We pray that you would continue to guide and direct us as we seek your wisdom in all things. Continue to keep your hand upon this wonderful ministry and with all of the families. In your name we pray. Amen. As we begin, I wanted to share with you a few of my favorite verses out of the book of Romans. And I think they're so fitting to what we have been through over the last few months. So in Romans chapter 12, starting in verse 4, it says, "For as in one body we have many members, and the members do not all have the same function, so we, though many, are one body in Christ, and individually members of one another." And then skipping down to verse 12, it says, "Rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be constant in prayer." And I know I've shared these verses many times with our school community before. I love these verses, but never have they meant so much as they have over these last few months. Because I have seen these words in action. These three words: hope, patience, and prayer. We have clinged to the hope that we have in Jesus Christ over these last several months. And as we have clinged to the hope we have in Christ, I have seen tremendous patience through the tribulation, through the difficulties, through the hard times that we have faced. But we have been solidified in prayer. And as it says, be constant in prayer. And I am so thankful that so many of you have been constant prayer warriors over these last few months, over this school year, over many years. And your prayers have been felt. But I don't know that anything has caused me to feel such an impact as these last few months. The impact has been the community and the unity that has happened in our TCA community. I believe in these last few months, I have seen the word community come to life like never before. The way that all of you have joined together, the unity that has existed among the staff, among the families, has been so tremendous. And it has been such a blessing to me and to so many. And so I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for your commitment, for your diligence in working with your children. I want to thank you for your words of encouragement. I want to thank you for all that you have been doing and have been in support of TCA over these last few months. It has been remarkable. But as I think about this time, this difficult time, I will forever think of it as also a time of unity, a time when I saw our school community come together in such a remarkable way. And so tonight, I would like to share with you a few things as we wrap up the year. I want to share with you some exciting initiatives that we are putting forward and hopefully give you some excitement about the next school year. But first, I want to share my congratulations to the class of 2020. As most of you know, this past Tuesday evening, we celebrated our class of 2020. We had our commencement ceremony, although it was unlike any other ceremony that we had. It was truly special. The families gathered together. We had families in masks. They came in just in small groups. We only allowed a few family members with each senior. We rotated them into the sanctuary. And then we had a time to present their diploma to them to allow them to walk across the stage, to hear their name called, and to receive their diploma. It was indeed a special time as families got to take pictures of that iconic and memorable moment. We want to say thank you to all the family members who were present for honoring the guidelines and being flexible. I want to say thank you to the many staff members and family members and friends that joined by way of our live stream. Thank you for your support, your encouragement. And again, I want to say congratulations to the class of 2020. They are truly a class that will forever be remembered in the history of Trinity Christian Academy. This was certainly a senior year unlike any other senior year, but we wish them all the best as they move on to this next chapter of life. We are praying for them, encouraging them, but we just wanted to recognize them this evening. Another group that I want to recognize and say thank you to are the faculty and staff. Each year, we have a time at the end of the school year where we sadly say goodbye to staff that are leaving, those that feel called to new ministries, that move on to other opportunities, and we want to rejoice with them. We are excited for them as they make that transition, because we want everyone to be serving where the Lord calls them to. And so to those that are leaving, we say thank you. Some served for a short period of time, others have been here many years, but truly their impact, no matter how long they were here, was significant. We thank them for their service. We're going to be having an email go out recognizing each individual, but we also, as we say goodbye, every year we say hello to new staff members. And we are so excited to welcome a wonderful group of new staff members to the TCA family. The Lord has blessed us with some tremendous new faculty and staff members. We have faculty that have been teaching for a number of years that come to us and are filling some important roles. And as I said, we're also going to be having an email go out that'll be highlighting our new hires with a bio of our new teachers so you can begin to get to know them. But I want to mention two new hires specifically this evening. And in this time, over these last number of years, it has become increasingly important to us as we minister to students to be able to minister to students where they are, and being able to minister to our young men, to minister to our young ladies, and recognizing that we need to do more in order to be able to meet their individual needs. And so as we have been praying about this, we have made the decision to, instead of replacing the dean of students with one individual, we have created two dean of students positions. We now have a dean of students for male students and a dean of students for our female students. In addition, they will have additional roles on the staff that we know will be a blessing to all of our students. And so I'm thrilled to announce that Mr. Anthony England, who has been here at TCA for a number of years, is going to be one of our dean of students. He is going to be working with our male students. He is also going to be overseeing our school culture and spiritual life. And then we welcome Mrs. Tammy Richardson to our staff. She will be our dean of students of our female students, and she will also be our guidance counselor and working with our students. And we are thrilled to have Mrs. Richardson on our staff. She has already begun to make an impact on our TCA community. We have already initiated a new program called SCORE. You'll be hearing more about this in the coming months. But SCORE is a program that is used by hundreds and hundreds of schools across the nation. It is a guidance software, a software that helps students as they work through their high school career, helping them in their college placement and tracking them through the steps they need to take. And so it works with all of our students, 9th through 12th grade, and also as students transition into high school. So we are excited about that. It is our first step in building a more robust guidance counseling program and being able to help our students as they work through their uh, high school years and move on into college. And so we welcome those two new administrators to our staff. As we close out this 2019-2020 year, the board has focused on three initiatives as we finish out this year and look toward next year. And those three initiatives are technology, academics, and campus improvement. As I mentioned in an email a few weeks ago, it's something that we are continuing on over the next several weeks and months, is this theme of surviving to thriving. We praise the Lord that He has allowed Trinity Christian Academy and our families to survive through this pandemic, to survive through the end of this very difficult year. But we want to celebrate the fact that the Lord has not just allowed us to survive through this, but He has placed Trinity Christian Academy in a position to thrive. And as we look ahead to the 2021 school year, we are thriving. And as a school community, we want that to be our excitement. We want that to be our focus. And so as we have laid out these three initiatives, I'd like to share with you a few of the works that have already begun to accomplish those initiatives. First, in the area of technology academics, we have launched a new technology initiative. We have placed an order to order new Chromebooks so that we can initiate a one-to-one program. We know that over this pandemic and over this time of distance learning, one of the most difficult aspects for families has been having multiple children at home and only having one computer. We also know that many of you have had to work from home, and it's been hard sharing a lone computer at home while you're trying to work and your children are trying to do their schoolwork. Well, TCA will now be providing every student in grades 4 through 12 with a Chromebook. And they will utilize that at school as we incorporate more technology into our academics here on campus. But also, we will be utilizing those Chromebooks as they work on assignments at home. And if ever we find ourselves in a situation where, once again, our students need to do assignments at home or do online learning, whether it's for a day or for any longer period of time, they will now have computers at which they will be able to utilize at home for those assignments. And so we know that this will give us a greater technology presence on campus, allow us to do more in the area of technology each and every day. Also in the area of technology and academics, we are excited to announce two new programs that are going to be starting with the 2021 school year. The first is that we are adding a new robotics program. That is going to be something that both our middle school and high school students are able to utilize. They will be able to take robotics, learn about simple machines, learn about the intricacies of robotics and mechanical engineering. And we know that that's going to be a real plus for our students. Another initiative is an entrepreneurial program. Our students in middle school and in high school will be taking an entrepreneurial program. This program is unlike many other programs that use fictional businesses and business practices. This program will actually allow our students to create a live business and will allow them to learn business initiatives and worldview practices and do that in real time as they see their business grow and expand, and they can learn valuable tools. They'll be able to not only learn ins and outs of business, but also finance, also understand the morals and values and biblical worldview that are every day present in the business world. So we're excited that this is now going to be a new addition to our academic program here at TCA. We are also working very hard on campus improvements. Obviously, with all that we have been through over these last few months, we have put a real focus on sanitation and cleanliness and preparing our campus. as you know, we made the decision this past week to not have our traditional summer camp. One of the reasons we did this was because we were concerned about the safety of students here on campus and the guidelines we needed to follow, but also because we wanted to be able to have extra time to prepare our campus for school in the fall. And so our entire campus is getting a refresh. We are in the process of emptying every single classroom. Every single classroom is being emptied. It is being sanitized, scrubbed, and cleaned from top to bottom. We are repainting the rooms. We are refinishing the floors, scrubbing the carpets. We are cleaning every surface and then moving the furniture back into the room to have it prepped and ready for when the students return to campus. And when I say that, I mean when they return to campus. Trinity Christian Academy will be returning to campus in August to start the 2020-2021 school year. We are trusting the Lord that this is going to be reality, that we have every intention. It is our goal, it is our plan. We are putting everything in place to return to campus, to be offering classes here on campus. At the same time, we are also taking steps now with the Chromebooks to be able to offer uh, distance education. Should there be a family that, for health reasons or for reasons of concern, and their student is not able to be on campus to start the school year, we will be able to provide them live instruction, and they will have their own computer to be able to log in and follow their teacher live and to be able to even see their classroom recordings. But we are excited about not only the refresh across campus, but also a number of initiatives that we are putting in place. Uh, One item that I know has been talked about for years is the fact that our students transition across the campus. And we know in Florida it rains, and it rains a lot. Obviously, today's a perfect example. But we wanted to be able to figure out how can we best uh, protect our students and to be able to meet this very important need. So we are currently in discussion with contractors collecting bids that we are working toward installing awnings, covered walkways that would connect the Johnson Life Center all the way to the pavilion, connecting the Johnson Life Center, the gymnasium, and the pavilion, so that as students cross the campus, they will be undercover the entire way. We are working very hard to see to it that this project is not only started, but completed as close to the start of the school year. So we will have this in place to impact our students in a positive way come the start of the school year. So these are just a few of the initiatives that are in place, and we are excited. We know that you are excited as well to not only wrap up this school year, to make it through, but to look ahead to what God is doing and to look ahead to where God is allowing us to thrive and to proceed forward with huge strides. And so with that, I want to let you know that this next week, we will be resuming our campus tours for admissions. So if you know a family that is interested in enrolling here at TCA, please have them reach out to our admissions director, Mrs. Cindy G, and we will schedule a campus tour. We also still have the option of our virtual campus tour for those that do not want to come here on campus. But we are trying to make sure that we continue to get all of the admissions procedures done and accomplished in a timely manner. We are thrilled that we have had so many families applying and enrolling even over these last few weeks. And we thank you, our current TCA families, that have remained steadfast in your enrollment and in your commitment to TCA. It has been a joy to talk to so many families. And when they talk about next year, say, we will be there, we are in. And even more exciting to hear so many of you say that you have talked to neighbors and friends about TCA. so many are now looking at options for their children for the fall. And uh, it is such a blessing to see so many families reaching out for Christian schooling and recognizing the great value and importance that Christian schooling offers. A few other announcements regarding summer. I want to let you know that our summer office hours will begin next week. Our summer office hours, our summer office is open. The main office is open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2. I do want to let you know there will be signs posted on the door. We are asking visitors to remain outside under the covering. When you come up and ring the bell, somebody will come out to greet you and provide you whatever you need. But we are continuing to hold to social distancing guidelines and wanting to continue to keep everyone safe. So for now, we are not having anyone enter the building that doesn't need to. We are asking anyone who does enter the building to be wearing masks. But we do want you to know that the office is covered. If you call, leave a message or email, we will do our best to get back to you right away. We are excited about offering something to our families this summer. As we said, our traditional summer camp has been put on hold for this summer. And as I stated, we've done that for several reasons. But we recognize many of you are looking for an option for your children. Some are just anxious to have their children get out of the house and be back outside the home for a little while, where others are getting back to work and need something for their children. Trinity Christian Academy is going to be offering summer sports camps. We believe that we are able to offer this form of summer camp in a very safe fashion. These camps will be outside and in our gymnasium where we have plenty of space to spread students out. So this next week, there'll be information coming out about our summer sports camps. We are looking for the first sports camp to begin June 15th. We hope that this is an option that helps our families and something that is a blessing to those that need it. But we believe that this is an option that we can do safely. This is an option that we can do that will help our school community. I also want to let you know that we will be offering summer tutoring. Many families have asked about helping their children over the summer, and we are going to be offering summer tutoring. Now, we're going to begin summer tutoring in an online format, and we will also be offering summer tutoring here on campus later in the summer. But if you're interested in summer tutoring, please contact our academic dean, Dr. Valerie Hall. You can email her, you can call the school office, and she will put you in contact with one of our summer tutors and get that scheduled for you. I also want to share with you another exciting addition that we have, and that is a new TCA giving app. One of the difficulties has been in families trying to make payments during this time, and when someone is not in here or trying to work, has been a difficult tool on our website. And so we now have a new giving app, and I'm going to do my best to share this with you, and hopefully you see this on the screen. This is the address, and this will be in the email. But this chipin.us TCALW, this is now the link for the giving app. And when you open it up, you'll see Trinity Christian Academy information, and there's a number of categories that you can click on, and you can put in the amount if you need to pay a tuition bill, if you're paying a particular fee. It's also a way for people to make donations. As you scroll further down, there's a memo section in which you can write in any other details regarding the payment. You'll have information that you'll put in about yourself, and then finally the information for the payment. And you can put that all in. It's a secure way in which to give, and it's also a way that if you know people that want to give and to donate to TCA, I will share with you one of the greatest blessings that has taken place over the last few weeks. So many schools have been trying to figure out how to create revenue, and they have been struggling because they haven't been able to take in donations like they normally do. TCA, we haven't been asking for donations. We have been prayerfully doing all that we could to help our TCA families in need. And we are so thankful that we have been able to help uh, just about every family who has asked. And we have been doing the very best as being good stewards with what the Lord has blessed us with. But one of the greatest things that has taken place is that we have received multiple donations, and every one of these donations has come from families that are not currently connected with TCA. We actually had an individual who shared a story with other individuals that they work with. And they shared with them how TCA extended grace and a helping hand to several families who were impacted by the great storms that impacted the Bahamas several months ago. And uh, when that happened, there were families that were displaced and students that were stuck here, even in our area. And TCA made it possible for families to send their students here. And uh, we through scholarships were able to help these students attend TCA. And this individual shared this story as he had a family member who was one of those families that was helped. And um, he had family members who were students that attended here. And by sharing that story, several individuals that worked with this individual sent donations to TCA, and just sent them because they said they believed the Lord was telling them to send something to us, to show their appreciation for the work that we are doing here and the work that we are doing to impact young people for Jesus Christ. It was so heartwarming. And with those funds, we were able to turn around and use those funds to bless families in need during this COVID-19. And so we recognize that there are people out there, and we we don't run around asking, but when the topic comes up, we want to be able to provide somebody a way if they want to give, if they want to be able to give toward our scholarship funds as we bless families. And so this provides us an opportunity to be able to do this, and to be able to help those families. Um, so we want to be able to give that opportunity. So we're going to send that out, and we're going to be providing that to families in the upcoming email if you want to share that with others. But as I've said before, this has been an unbelievable year. This year has been tough. It has been difficult, but it has been a year of blessing. Through the difficulty, we have seen God's hand at work. We have seen our school community unified. We have seen our faculty and staff show what dedicated and committed individuals they are, and how they have a loving heart for their students and going above and beyond. So many of our staff, after teaching their live lessons, after doing their class sessions, remained online for hours on end. And even on weekends, I was told of stories of their staff doing study sessions for small groups of students or one-on-one with students. It, it shows the passion that our tremendous staff have. And so I can't say enough about our incredible staff. And um, and I hope you join me in just having a true uh, loving support of our staff, and that you continually hold our staff up in prayer. But again, I want to thank you all for the support you've given this year. In the coming weeks, as I've said before, we're going to continue in this series of From Surviving to Thriving. I hope your heart is encouraged as you hear the great reports that are happening, as you see the transition moving along, and as you follow along, and I I see that. Well, one before I we wrap up, we wanted to. I had a couple of questions. One of the questions came in about uh, the uh, the backpacks over on the pavilion during inclement weather, and I can let you know that we are in the process of taking care of that as well. We are working on right now some new locations for backpacks and repairing areas uh, that were leaked. So that is something that we are addressing as well. We are aware of that. And the way the rains come around here, we are trying to address all of that. Another question came up about summer tutoring. I want to remind you that if you would like to get tutoring for your child, you can contact our academic dean, Dr. Valerie Hall, and you can email her or call the school office, and she will put you in contact with one of our summer tutors and align you based on your child's grade and the help that they need. Um, uh, Thank you for the parent that mentioned. We are in the process of collecting our third quarter honor roll students. Um, One of the great joys of this year, I know that students love to be recognized. I know that parents love to see their their children recognized, and I love to recognize students. I love seeing the smiles on their faces, the joy as they come running up to get their certificate. And this year, as you know, we expanded into the Warrior Scholar T-shirts and taking that a step further in our recognition of students. And so many students worked so hard during that third quarter. And sadly, due to the COVID-19 and us moving off campus for education, we weren't able to have the awards program. We are collecting the names. We will be sending out something to recognize our third quarter recipients. We are still in the process of trying to determine what is the best way to celebrate those students. I know the students want to receive their T-shirt. I hate to just, on one hand, have them just show up here on campus, hand them their T-shirt, and let them go on their way. So we are debating whether to do that or to have that be part of our back-to-school celebration, one of the first things we do. Um, and that does remind me, we are working on plans to not only be back here on campus, but to open the year with a celebration. And we are working on a back-to-school celebration to just be able to have everybody back here on campus and to celebrate the Lord's faithfulness in allowing us to return here to campus. So we are looking forward to that. If you have any paperwork for admissions, or if you know anybody that needs to get information or drop off information, you can bring that here to the school. When you are facing our JLC doors, you'll notice just to the right, we do have a drop-off slot. That is available to be used 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you come by and you have some paperwork, we ask you to please just put it in an envelope with the information on the front. You can drop it in that slot and we'll pick it up the next day. Or if you come during those summer office hours, somebody will be here. And when you come up, somebody will step outside to greet you and to collect that information from you. So those are two ways that you can get that information into us. One question, the question came up as far as high school course selection. That information will be coming out very soon. We are working on all the summer course selection. As I mentioned earlier, we're working on the addition of these new programs. So we wanted to make sure we had all that course material in place. And so that will be coming out very soon. And another question that came up had to do with scholarships. And as I mentioned before, we've been trying to do our very best with our scholarship committee to address the needs of families that have financial need. If you find yourself in a financial need and you are applying for this coming school year, we ask that you contact our finance office. Missy Armstrong in the finance office is the first contact person for that. When you apply for the 2021 school year, we have a scholarship process for financial aid scholarships that you can go through, and she'll explain all that to you. Um, and the question came up about sports camps. Yes, we are going to be sending that information. Lord willing, we're going to get that information out this week about the first week of camp. I do believe the first week is a basketball sports camp. But again, we are planning that to begin on June 15th. There will be information coming out as well as a sports camp flyer. We hope to have many weeks of summer sports camps. And so all that information will be coming out very soon with all the opportunity to register for that. Um, will the one of the questions came up about transitioning for next year and how that will work. And to be honest, right now we are making plans for everything. Just about every contingency you can think of, we are working on. Just as information has changed rapidly over these last few months, information will continue to change rapidly over the next few months. So we are working on everything from being back at school as normal, as if nothing ever happened, to the most extreme contingencies that we can think of. And so we will have more information as the summer moves on as to how those plans are being put in place. We are hoping that we are going to be back in a more normal and traditional classroom setting in which students will transition from classroom to classroom and walk the hallways as normal. It's very possible that our students will be returning with masks. It's very possible that our students could be returning with different distancing guidelines, but we are working on all of those various contingencies. And as I said, as we have more information, we will provide that to you. But please know that we have a committee that meets regularly, that I continue to receive the most up-to-date information that is coming out from the governor's office, from our state Department of Education, as well as our local Department of Education. So we are keeping with all the guidelines and all the information. And as that information comes in, we are using that information to influence decisions that we are making and plans that we are putting in place. So that will continue to be the case. But right now, we are centered on being back here on campus, to have learning on campus for the start of the 2021 school year in August. And from there, we are working on all of these contingencies. Just a few more questions here before we wrap up the evening. The question came up as far as if a family is in a vulnerable situation. As I said earlier, that is why we are putting this technology goal in place. That it is our goal as of right now, Lord willing, if all goes according to plan, we will have our Chromebooks before the school year begins, and we will be sending out information regarding how each student will get their Chromebook. We will be having several instructional nights in which we will be going over guidelines for use, expectations. That will happen both, Lord willing, on campus in our gymnasium, but also online. And then we'll be distributing those, Lord willing, prior to the start of the school year, so that not only our students here on campus, but if we have any students that are in a vulnerable situation, or they have a situation at home in which the family deems that it is best for their child to start the school year at home, we are going to be providing the Chromebook so that the student will be able to access live learning as it's happening in the classroom. We will also be recording our sessions, so that students will have access to those, so that if we need to provide the online learning to some of our students, we will be able to do that. Um, a few more questions as we wrap up here. Um, One of the questions came up about masks, and as we said before, we do not know what the final outcome will be. It is likely that if school was to start today, obviously every student would and staff member would need to be in masks. We do not know what the future holds. That is possible, and we are making those contingencies as well. Just as we have handed out masks to our families and students, we do have masks that we have kept on hand in the event that we do need to begin the school year with masks, or so that we have them for any summer programs. So that is a part of our contingency and planning. And as we wrap up, the other question was um, report cards, and we are in the process of finalizing all the input of grades, and so final report cards will be issued very soon. You will receive a text message as well as an email once the report cards are ready, and we know everyone is looking forward to getting those, and teachers are diligently getting all last-minute comments put in place and getting those ready to get out to you. So we should have that to you very soon. And another question about sports camps, we will also have information regarding the ages and grades. We are hoping to have our summer sports camps available for our K through 12. But as I said, more information will be coming out about that. The biggest factor is going to be enrollment. We obviously want to be able to make sure we have enough kids to have the camp, but we are planning to offer something for all of our students. And I think that I don't know. I I have a thing here that says somebody raised their hand, but I'm terribly sorry. I don't know how to uh, how to address that and what that means. But I will say that um, once again that we are planning to be back here on campus. It is our plan that, as we typically do, that just prior to the start of the school year, to have typically an orientation night. Our goal for this year is to not just have an orientation night, but to have a celebration, to have a back to school celebration in which we can celebrate the Lord's faithfulness for allowing us to be able to be back on campus, and just to celebrate all being back together again. Obviously, we'll have more information about that as the next month rolls on, as we can make sure that's the proper date and the time and all the information for that. But that is our plan to do that as we have in the past, and expanding that in this way. Question came up about our yearbooks. The yearbooks are not yet ready for distribution. We will have some more information for those once those are ready. We hope to have some more information on the yearbooks in the next few weeks. Again, I want to thank everyone. We're just about out of time, and I thank all of you for joining in. It's great to see so many families as a part of this town hall meeting. I hope that this has been good information for you. I hope that you enjoyed hearing this. I hope that you will share this with others, as we want to get the word out that Trinity Christian Academy is not just surviving in this time, but we are thriving. The Lord has placed us in a situation that we are thriving. And we are so thankful that we are doing this together, that together we have been through this tough time, and together we are taking these steps forward into this next year. And I don't want to rush summer away. I know everybody is looking forward to summer and having some time just to relax and vacation and spend time doing things other than being quarantined at home. So I don't want to wish away summer, but I am looking forward to once again having everyone here on campus and seeing this campus full of students, staff, and families. And so again, uh, let me end the way that I began in saying congratulations again to our class of 2020, a wonderful group of young men and women. We wish them all the best in their next chapter of life. I want to again say thank you to our tremendous faculty and staff for the effort that they put in this school year. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say to all of you, all of the parents, the grandparents, those within the TCA community, I want to say thank you. Words cannot express how much we love you and appreciate you. Uh, the, it's too cliche to say uh, that we're a community. I mean, that word has been thrown around for so many years in so many different ways, but I got to tell you that when we talk about the TCA community, I now know what the word community really means. I have seen it in real life action this year. I have seen people helping people, serving one another, supporting one another, encouraging one another, loving one another in a way like I have never seen it before. And I have been doing this job for decades. And this Christian schooling has been my entire career. And I have seen a lot of highs and I've seen a lot of lows. And this year has been unlike either one. The 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 lows that we faced this year in being torn apart from one another and being taken from the campus and not being able to offer education here on campus was a low and a devastation that was so unique and something I pray we never experience again. But the highs, the blessings that came out of this time were also something like I've never experienced before. And I thank you for that. And so as we close, let me say that on behalf of the faculty, staff, the administration, and our school board, we love each and every one of you in the TCA community. We want you to have the best summer that you can have. We want you to enjoy summer, but we look forward to having you back here on campus. We look forward to celebrating together when August rolls around. We look forward to celebrating the amazing things that God has in store for this incredible ministry of Trinity Christian Academy. God bless you. I pray his richest blessings upon you. Good night.